Well, it seems to be happening more and more. Cases of kids eating marijuana edibles. Calls to poison control hotlines increased nearly 2,000% in recent years since many states have legalized various forms of marijuana.
Well, when you look at the various forms of edibles, they sure look like gummies and all that stuff that kids love to eat, and candies and whatnot. But there's a pretty significant health risk. Who else to give us this information but our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins?
Yeah, you know, a recent study in Pediatrics found more than 3,000 reports of kids under age 6 eating edibles in 2021. That's 14 times higher than what they saw in 2017, and yes, it keeps rising. Nearly all exposures happen in the child's own home. Most think the edibles are harmless, but what may bring sleep or a calming effect to an adult can have a devastating impact on a child. Nausea, vomiting, sleepiness are just a few of the side effects, but they can get much more serious.
How frightening, like they can't wake their child up. They're like really hard to arouse, and in some cases it can, if the child ingests enough, it could be enough to make them so sleepy that it could depress their breathing.
Shaking and crying, and looked at me with just utter fear in his eyes. For a long part of it, we didn't know if he would be okay.
Elizabeth Perry's son Oliver overdosed on marijuana edibles. Doctors prescribed her to eat 1 to help with her sleep. He ate 15.
Oh, no.
He had to be taken by medical helicopter to the hospital. He survived, but she's warning families you really need to be aware of this and lock those drugs up. In Ohio, marijuana products resembling candies and snacks are illegal to sell in the state. However, that's not stopping people from crossing the border and getting them elsewhere. Bottom line, again, lock them up and treat them like any other medication, especially if you are around kids.
Is there a federal effort underway at all to stop cannabis companies from making these edibles look like they should be consumed by children?
You know what, there's been a lot of noise, but so far nothing official. Ironically, it's the candy makers who've been going after edible companies because packaging looks so much like a traditional type of candy. But for now, each state is just making its own rules. And when Ohio came out, you know, they basically said, no, we're not going to deal with the candy. But the gummies still look like gummies. But
right.
Every state has to have tamper-resistant packaging. But once they're out, they still kind of look like candy. So I think it's really important people take it seriously and realize that, you know, these things have to be locked up in the medicine cabinet.
Wow. All right, Monica, thank you so much.
Sure.